Hi everyone, my name's Ben and thank you for checking out Words and Journeys. This is the launch of my long awaited website, which has been about 4 years coming. And today is my 43rd birthday. It's just before midnight. I was hoping to get the site launched prior to this, but it's been a big day. As you all know, the world is a different place to what it was just a week ago, 2 weeks ago, which is true at any time really, but particularly so at this time of the coronavirus pandemic. All of the things that we've taken for granted for so long, particularly our freedoms and the freedom to travel, have now been temporarily revoked in order to protect the vulnerable. And I think it's really our responsibility to make sure that we do everything we can to minimize the spread of this disease. There's so much unknown and so much misinformation circulating that the only way forward is to err on the side of, caution. But I think the lessons being learned in Europe and what's been learned in Asia just a month or two ago really speak for themselves. In Australia, by the end of March, it's estimated that 300,000 people will have lost their jobs. There was a 7.5 magnitude earthquake today near the Kuril Islands, which triggered a tsunami alert for the west coast of the United States. Hello to all my friends in the States. It must be a crazy time over there for you. I can't imagine what it would be like to be in America at the moment. And at the end of the day, so it's a bit of a whammy of a birthday, I wanted to see my mum. It's the first year that I've been home in a while on my birthday. But mum's 75, so we're practicing self-isolation. I'm in another town, she's in Newcastle, and I couldn't give my mum a hug. She can't visit her brother, who is in a nursing home. It's really the many implications and ramifications of how this disease affects everybody are far-reaching and really need to be considered, I think, quite seriously. So yes, wordsandjourneys.com will remain my home in cyberspace, and it's where I'm going to share a lot of my photography, some little video blogs like this, lots of travel related stuff. But I also want to focus on what's going on in the world. I don't think we can ignore it, and certainly the way my life's been going the last 4 years, the universe has been throwing me in the fire as if testing me for something, and I guess I have to respond to the call. So I want to share some new writings, wisdom from the road, as it were, stuff that I've learned over the years by traveling so much, and sharing a lot more of my background and my personal story with Reiki, which is a healing technique that originated in Japan, that I spent at least 10 years from the age of 16 really quite throwing myself into. I learned a lot from my amazing teacher. I'd like to share some of her story and some things that I think will help people navigate their way through this difficult time. So I think it's really important that we take this time to strengthen ourselves mentally and physically in order to come out the other side unscathed. We can't escape it, we can't control it, we can curtail the spread, and we can transform this experience. So they're the things that I want to focus on Words and Journeys. I want what I share to be realistic and to help us all take responsibility of just how far the ramifications of our physical presence in terms of the transmission of germs. We have to be so careful and to really think about the ripple effect, just what our thoughts and our actions can do to others. I think that's one of the reasons why this virus has manifested on the earth at this time, to make us more aware of our impact. It's also going to be a place where I will share just things I've found through my own research about this, videos I've liked of people who inspire me, and try and disseminate correct information. I'm acutely aware that there seems to be two groups at the moment, people who are panicking, or people who just, in Australia certainly, who just don't really realise, I think, the seriousness of what's going on. And that can be for a lot of reasons. There's no judgment here, but people who don't have a clear picture of what's going on, I think, really need to come to one. Otherwise, more and more people are going to get sick, and we're going to lose more and more of our loved ones. Some writings and some video stuff about that to come. Also, it's can't all be doom and gloom right now. In Australia, we've been given a rare gift of having to stay put and be with our families and be in our spaces that we've created for ourselves and our families that we love, I hope. And I've been in isolation, solo isolation, despite being roaming around the world for so long. I travel by myself and I live by myself, and I've gotten pretty good at my own company most of the time. So I have some ideas of things you can do in your time at home that hopefully you'll find interesting or inspiring. So I think that's all I've got in my notes. I wanted to thank you for coming to check out my website. Have a look around. It's going to grow a lot in the next 2 months and change. And I look forward to sharing more with you. And if you enjoy my stuff, please spread the word now that I have a web address. What are they called? Domain, web address? www.wordsandjourneys.com. And hopefully in the future we can be more involved, where after having inspired you to visit some of my favorite places, I can help make that happen for you. I think that's about it. Thank you for coming. Check out the contact me page. I really want to hear what you guys want from me, if there is anything that you want from me, because I'm not going traveling anytime soon, and I can't get you traveling anytime soon, but I sometimes think I've got the gift of the gab, and I would really like my words to make a difference. So it's important to share what you want to hear, I suppose. If nobody gives me any feedback, I'm just going to put out there whatever I see fit, and it might bore the pants off you. Hopefully not. I would love to work on something that you're interested in. Thank you again for your support over the years. Welcome to wordsandjourneys.com, and stay healthy and safe and happy. Stay happy. Make the most of the time that we have, whether that's a year, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years. Who knows what the new world is going to be like, but one thing is for certain, there is no going back to what the world was like just a month ago. There's been some, war rhetoric bounced around, and there's a lot of people at risk and a lot of people suffering. So how we behave and how we think and what we share with other people will really influence the end result of this pandemic and what comes next. And I think it has the potential to be quite exciting. We really have a chance to change our governments and to improve the healthcare system and to get climate change addressed as people start to notice what cities are like when they've had a chance to enjoy the silence, and cities have had a chance to breathe again with an absence of cars on the roads, etc., etc. End of rant. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon. soon to be written. Bye bye.